Well, we've been joined by Dale Versteegen. He is with Walking Mountains, formerly the Gore Range Natural Science School. And Dale, I can imagine you've been busy up at the yurt, right at the top of the gondola. We've been talking about that a lot today with that Jeep tour that's going out and the great hikes. But you're there, you're a wonderful resource, so we can learn more about our surroundings up here.
Yeah, so we're there every day with our free tours at 11 and 2. They're a great small hike, so we cover about half a mile in roughly an hour. And it's really interpretive, so we'll stop there and we'll try and engage the kids on different activities, on identifying the different tree species at the top, what animals are doing at different times of the year, and how everything's connected. So it's a really great way to have a short walk. And then the tours that Adventure Edge are offering, they're great as well. They're getting out to a different area that we just don't get access to, and it gives you a different perspective of what's actually going on the mountain. So it's a really good double hit. So if you get to go on our walking tour and then go out on the Jeep tour, it's fantastic. You really expand your knowledge.
And you mentioned kids, but I think for the adults too, just to learn what's around us. It's just so neat to get new knowledge every day.
Yeah, it is. And at the moment we're kind of focusing on wild edibles. There are lots of different things currently blooming and coming out. There's berries around everywhere. And at the moment I'm actually spending a lot of time out with fungus. And a lot of people are always interested in our mushrooms, and I brought one in today that I collected over this weekend. This was one of many, and this is actually our king bolete. Some people may know it as a porcini, or people who are mycologists who study mushrooms may know it as Boletus edulis, which is really important to start using our Latin names or our scientific names when you're identifying fungus, because common names are replaced depending on regions, and sometimes you may be using a common name that in this area describes an edible, but you may go out to the East Coast and it's actually describing something that's toxic or poisonous.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is these can be very toxic. You don't want to pick them and eat them if you don't know what you're doing.
Yes. So if you're really wanting to start getting into mushrooming, the best place to start is to do some research with some books, which we've got up here. We have a Mushrooms of Colorado book, which is a great beginner's book, helps you out identifying some basic types in the area. But if you are going out, please don't solely rely on a book. You may need to get multiple books and then actually contact somebody who is an expert in mycology and actually have them sit down with you and look at them and go through. We offer some classes on fungus to come out as an introductory level, but it is very important. Now, this is going to make a delicious mushroom sauce for me later this evening. And so
That's
you can
huge.
find it. Yeah.
Do they normally get that big, or is this an extra large one that you just found?
This is the standard size that we were finding over the weekend. We actually found one with around a 15 to 20 centimetre cap on it, so it was much larger than this. And animals are actually eating these as well. And that's another important thing to realize is you may find a mushroom that has chew marks in it, so some animals been eating it, but it's got a different digestive system than you. So please don't take the fact that an animal's eating a mushroom as being a sign that it's also edible for you.
Okay, yeah, don't take your chances on that. But it is neat to see. I was hiking Beaver Creek yesterday and saw some of the mushrooms on the side, and you know, they can grow rather rapidly too.
So with the weather we've been having recently, with the nice rains and then the warm temperatures, it's great for mushrooms because it's keeping them hydrated and giving them the temperature to really grow. And they're not a traditional plant, so they're actually in their own category. They're actually breaking down the things around them to generate their own food. Okay.
And you have a couple other books that are nice to have. Wildflowers, great to have the photos in there that can help identify what we're seeing. This one looks like it's a little worn. It's been used quite a bit.
It's been out in my pack quite often and helped to identify many flowers out in the wilderness. And it's great to have these also with the plants as a general book, because you're identifying different edibles, because we have wild strawberries out. So if you come up to Vail Mountain today and join me on the hike, I can almost guarantee that we'll find some wild strawberries.
Really? Okay, so we can eat those. And what about those little tiny red berries that I see out on the hiking trails?
Okay, this is a common situation I find myself in with a basic description, and on that I have to say I can't identify it. I'd have to see the plant, see the leaves, see how it's growing, because there's many different red berries out there that you want to be looking at, and you want to avoid some.
And we need to keep in mind that those berries are sources of food for a lot of the animals out there, including the bears that are starting to really get hungry and prepare for that long winter's nap.
Yeah. So our service berry, which is one of the most common ones you'll find, is a favourite of the black bear, and they're really moving in onto those berries at the moment and trying to take in as many calories as possible to prepare for winter.
All right, go on a hike with these guys because they definitely know what they're talking about. You can gain some new knowledge, and you have the free hikes daily. Tell us about what the times again.
11 and 2 every day.
Okay, goes for about an hour?
Yeah.
What should we wear?
Today I'd suggest bringing a rain jacket and some layering, because you never know what the weather's really going to do at the top of Eagle's Nest.
Okay, and good footwear for walking around. All right, perfect. On the website we can learn more about your organization?
WalkingMountains.org.
All right, WalkingMountains.org, formerly the Gore Range Natural Science School, new name, but they have the same great programs for kids, adults, and those free programs right at the top of the gondola. We'll be back.